And we are live again. Adjust my headset 'cause that's pretty loud. All right. Ah, another busy day. Tuesday, the 10th of February, 6:29 p.m. Living near the equator, a sunny day. I think the high was around 32 Celsius today, which would have been around 89 Fahrenheit, same as yesterday. Finished dinner, had some delicious Indian food, which is kind of comfort food for me, even though I'm not Indian. Got my hot beverage, cup of coffee, which I enjoy after dinner, either hot coffee or hot tea. I was in a mood for coffee today because I've got some chocolate. And you know, chocolate and coffee are a magical combination, kind of like chocolate and peanut butter. Um, so I've just been on this Phantasy Star kick. And I think it's because the past couple of days have been quite busy. And I want something to chill. Now, here's a thing. We hear the crickets, and it's dark outside in the game, but here it is still sunny outside. The sun hasn't even begun to set, although I am sure it is on the wane. Coffee. I made this here at home. I really wanted an Americano, um, but beggars. I mean, I could go downstairs and get one. I live above. My condo has several coffee shops downstairs because it's like a shopping center area. Pardon me while I fidget to get my headphones comfortable. And we're going to jump back into Phantasy Star. This is going to be a grindy session, I think, because when we left off yesterday, I was had some issues. So I think the first thing I need to do. Good evening. The first thing I need to do is go back and get some more escapipes and telepipes, or escape pipes and telepipes. So that's what I'm going to do because that dungeon is hard. And as much as I love the music in this game, this music sucks. Alright, let's go back. We're going to load up on that stuff. And I'm just going to keep sipping my coffee. Maybe get some more armor too. I think we can probably turn off the AC. We're getting closer to the Lunar New Year, or Chinese New Year, as we frequently call it here. I think I'm gonna start another series as I'm building my YouTube channel. Of course, I realize this is on Twitch and not YouTube, but all of these streams do go to YouTube after this, and I'm going to start a separate series that I am calling Visual Marginalia, which is just going to consist of like little short videos of just places in my neighborhood that I think are interesting, or just interesting things in general around here, or places that I visit. Um, Maybe a little bit of light narration, light rumination on things, but the goal is really just to show people places that you know, otherwise might not see if you don't live here. It's something, I'm sure I probably have some old videos of times that I lived in Korea and Japan. The quality of videos in Japan would be quite low, because that was quite a while ago. Korea stuff would be better. So we'll see. I forget, is the town... But yeah, I'll have to go dig through the archives. I was more into photography at that time. I was a semi-professional photographer in the past. I say semi because I did a lot of freelance work, shot for some newspapers, and had a couple of things put in some magazines, which was kind of cool. Gosh, already I'm starting to get hot. And so when I first moved to Japan, yeah, I mostly just took photos of stuff. And I have some great photos from my days in Japan. Where is this city? But not a lot of videos, and I think Korea is mostly the same. I did get some more videos near the end, but I was still mostly shooting photos. I wasn't really happy with video quality on camera phones until maybe around 2018 or so. Big difference in enemies. These guys are all pretty weak. And generally what I've learned in these games is to just, even though it's a pain in the butt sometimes, I do most of the fights just to get the experience points. Saves me from having to grind later. I noticed that Pragmata, a demo for Pragmata, is available. There it is. Trying to decide if I wanted to download it and give it a try, maybe even a sporty stream, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Alright, let's look at equipment. So, need to get her like a carbon hat. He needs a carbon hat. He needs a carbon hat. I think titanium is going to be a drop for Grizz, so we're just going to be buying a bunch of hats. Alright, let's equip these. Okay, it didn't really do a whole lot, but again, not too much of a change. 1. I would say these are largely probably a waste of money. Alright. Now we go and buy some escapipes. Wow. We won't need these later. It's always good to have 1 or 2 handy. Alright, let's see how many of these I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's buy 2 more. Okay. Now again, I think just the nature of these games, and this is probably the biggest problem, is that I start getting sleepy. Like these games, I don't know why, but this and Final Fantasy make me sleepy when I play them, not when I watch them. But actually, it's probably just the time of day. I mean, it's just turning 7 p.m. I mean, it's not even 7 p.m. yet, it's just 6:42. And already I am just, like, I could go to bed right now. But that's mostly due to it being a busy day and I wake up early. It's after dinner. You know, your body is digesting the food, which naturally makes you tired. And that's where I am right now. I'm in that digestion phase where I want to lie down and go to sleep. Okay, Han. Doron. What is Doron? I've got to look all of these spells up at some point since the game doesn't tell you what they are. Oh, I just want Friday to get here so I can have a week off. I was going to travel either to Thailand or the Philippines, but since my back is still injured, I don't think that's a very wise thing to do just yet. Five beds. Okay, that's good. None of us had to sleep together. I think it sounds like a dog barking in the background. Woof, woof. 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 Oh, let's go out and save really quick. Alright, I'm officially at a higher level than I was however many years ago I played this game, or at least started it. So my armor is really going to have to do most of the work here. No, Earth sucked before. I think Earth is probably part of some sort of a macro that when I do it, it'll be awesome. Doron. I want to know what Doron is. Let's try it. Okay. Lowers agility. Ouch. Okay. Oh no. I am aware it would be easier if I set up, like if I researched some macros. But right now, I'm just kind of playing this in the spirit of how I played it back in 1995. And so at this point, I was just like, I don't know what to do. That's a big lick. Oh, good grief. 2 shots and Chaz is out. want to explore a little bit. Titanium crown. I think... Well, it takes her up to 34, so it's better than nothing. Can do these. We always want to try to get experience points if we can. Antidote. Give me a break. I've had pretty good luck running away. He said. And now we use our escapipe. This is why we bought it. Everybody's got rigor mortis. Okay. Gotta save again. Shucks. Thought I could go that way. I'm guessing this is trash, like they're supposed to be scavengers. I don't remember if that were the case in the first game. Coffee's starting to get a little bit cold. Shoot, forgot to save. Okay, Chaz, try not to die this time. I mean, I don't remember what any of the other dungeons are like, but I do feel like this one, because it's so early in the game and you're so weak, this one is probably one of the harder ones. So Alyssa's paralyzed. gonna go ahead and run. So I think we need to do something up here first. See if we can run. Yeah. Okay, we have to go through the back. Alright, we got that. Everybody's out for revenge. Arbitrarily saying stuff. That's the story of my life. Isn't that what streaming is? Arbitrarily saying stuff. Even if you refuse to take me, I'm coming along. How does that happen? He was just arbitrarily saying stuff. Yeah, whatever. All right. Well, we'll heal up again. Save our game. I look forward to moving into a new apartment in June. One of the things that I intend to do, I'm going to start apartment hunting at the end of March, I think, because my current apartment right now is great. It's super convenient, and I think I want to. It's a condo. I think I want to stay here. But the only problem with my condo, aside from the fact that it's too small, and I've lived in it for 3 years, and I want to have a proper office in my home, is that it faces, like, I'm on the 8th floor. And as I said, I live above like a big shopping area. Very convenient, but there's 2 problems. The first one is that my apartment faces this giant industrial air conditioner that, once it's 11 a.m., it comes on to cool the mall down. And so that's noisy. And it also, like, releases heat. Heinous. Now I have the spell that lets me use an escape pipe. The other thing, which is both Well, it's convenient, but this bothers me less, and that is the MRT station is, I can see that from my balcony. So I see the trains and I hear the trains coming. But they're not so loud, actually, and they don't really bother me. But what I would really like to be able to do is just have my windows open all the time to let in natural breeze, especially in the evening. Like right now, it's comfortable outside. The temperature is, what is the temperature right now? It's 31 degrees. Still toasty, but with the sun going down, I mean, 31 is nice. So yeah, I want to enjoy the outdoor space more. There's another condo nearby that doesn't have as nice of facilities, but it's in a quieter area. So I'm looking into that. And then there's another one that's really close to work, but far from an MRT station. So I'd probably be cycling to work, which I'm okay with. That's what I used to do when I was in Japan. Oh, I gotta go to the other place. This is where we met Dude. Okay. So, back over... The only thing is, I wear suits to work, and, cycling in a suit is no fun. But I think it would only be about because this place is really close to work. It'd probably be like 5-minute bike ride, if even that. So not bad at all. Right now I take a shuttle bus to work in the morning that my company provides. And then I take a Grab or taxi home, which is about $9 Singapore, probably if it's in US dollars, maybe about $5 US. So it's not bad. If I do that 5 days a week, that's like, $45, which is about what, depending on the kind of car you drive, what you might spend on gas per week. Only I don't have to pay for insurance or have car payments or any of that stuff, so I love not driving. I like riding my bicycle, I like walking, and I like good, clean public transportation. All of those things we have here, and I am very grateful. Now this is where I wish I could turn off random encounters, because I can't remember where the town is and I just want to get there. I'm not in the mood to keep fighting. There we go. Maybe? Yeah. By golly. Just turned off the AC. Looks like he's crying. Don't be sad, Han. Sorry, my chair is squeaky. I have to lean back a little bit because I've got a fractured spine, so sitting upright the whole time is a little bit painful. So I have to do some adjustments. I think this is our first fight with Zio, or oh yeah, there's like a monster here. Oh, should have saved. Okay. Let's have her do Vortex. We'll have him do Crosscut. Why not? And then Crash. I guess Crash only works on weak enemies. I've only got one crosscut. Let's bust out some Tsu. Bye-bye. Boy, this sure is mean. Okay. Oh. I like that her slasher cuts through everything. If you played the second game, Anna, who's the character that had basically, she was a slightly weaker version of Alice here. She used the slasher, but it would only cut through enemies, like multiple enemies, if they were the same species. Or same type, I guess you could say it. I don't think species is the right word. But hopefully you get where I'm coming from. Let me explore every nook, just in case. I'll go through places I don't normally go. Boy, those flashing white lights suck for an epileptic. We're barely getting experience points here. Ah. Oh, this makes me happy. If you played the original Phantasy Star, this is music from that game. This was some of the dungeon music, usually like if there was a boss dungeon or something like that. I still think it sounds better on the Sega. And I don't like the FM version of this music. I like the 8-bit version. Or not the 8-bit, but you know what I mean. Like, of course, that's the one that I grew up with. Like the Sega version in the US. And there was a Biosystems lab in the second game. I feel like Phantasy Star did it better. Like Final Fantasy, I always liked how the original Final Fantasy games would kind of start off with something smallish, like you've got one small problem to solve, and then it turns into this greater, like, okay, now we gotta save the world kind of thing. I think Phantasy Star did it much better, especially Phantasy Star 2. Because your mission... Oh, he is? Did Han get poisoned? Dying. Well, I don't have a healing item, I don't think. I almost had a Phoenix down. Well, sorry, Han. See, that's what happens when you are streaming and you don't pay attention to your character's health. I wonder if I should teleport out, heal up Han. Okay, now Chaz is poisoned. Let's take a few more steps. $35. 30. Okay. Okay, there's the lifts down. I'm gonna go ahead. $80? Man. Are there some new weapons I can get? Grouped shield? Graphite. I think we'll give this to Han. Yeah, I should have come here first, didn't even think about it. So that'll bump him up to... Okay. So Han's getting a little bit better. Okay. Let's get some weapons now. I assume that the broad axe would be better. Okay. Let's equip Chaz. He already had a steel sword. Well, that was money well spent. So, like I said, I'm sticking with my mistakes. I think this is probably... Wait. Let's check and see what he's working with. Titanium axe. It's a pity that you can't compare them. I think I'm okay for now. Doo-doo. Can't believe I haven't run into any enemies yet. He says. So, the story, like the concept for this came from Ryoko Kodama. And God bless this woman. She died last year, I think, or maybe the year before. But what a great idea for a world. I wish Phantasy Star was explored more. I'm disappointed that the MMO just took the series in like a totally different direction. I think Final Fantasy did the... What? Chaz is dead? Fuck. Man. I haven't played the MMO. I do have it downloaded though. I should try it. This thing's got a lot of hit points. Got a message. May be important. I'll need to check here in a moment. And I might use that time for a potty break as well. Okay, well, at least I got a lot of experience points from it. But my people's is almost dead. So, let's escape. Heal up. And I'm going to take a moment to go to the restroom and check this message that just came in, which I don't think will be important, but we'll see. I'll be back in a flash. Message is nothing that cannot be replied to later. Okay, thank you, come again. Let's go. I don't think we need to buy more escape pipes yet. Hold on. Let's go ahead and save again. Now I'm gonna hit an enemy every 2 seconds. Antidote found, antidote got. That's some weird grammar. Okay. So, yeah, I might, maybe after this, after I stop tonight's stream, maybe I'll log into Phantasy Star Online, because I do believe I have it saved on my, oh crap, on my PS4 external hard drive. I'm sure it will require an update of some kind, because I downloaded it probably 2 years ago or something like that. I created a character, and I think I played the game for all of 15 or 20 minutes. I probably created it on a Friday night after I got home from work and was drinking whiskey, because I used to drink pretty heavily on Friday nights after work, just to relieve stress. Do I have to do this every single time? That's what I'm going to assume happened. But for whatever reason, it just never stuck with me. I don't really go for free-to-play games. With the exception, on my iPad, I do play Goddess of Victory Nike, because that is a nice little fun diversion. I think I've talked about this on previous streams. And it's a free-to-play gacha. I don't pay for the gacha elements, but usually once a month I will pay for the battle pass, because the way that I feel about free-to-play games, if a game is giving me enough fun, like if I'm having enough fun playing it and I don't feel like there are any pay-to-win you know, any of that kind of garbage that goes along with it, then usually I will pay to support the game in some way. So because Nike is not, I mean, at least not that I've encountered, I've been playing it for 2 months now, and I haven't felt the need to spend any money. That's what I just did. I haven't felt the need to spend any money in the game. Not to advance my characters, I mean. So the money that I have paid has been just to, like, the battle pass gives you like a couple of extra little bonuses, like some cards to draw some extra characters or something like that. Nothing really beyond that I've experienced so far. Now, maybe that changes later in the game, and if that's the case, then I would stop paying for it. But I still wouldn't consider it a bad game, because I've spent, let's see, so far I've spent maybe $25 on the game. So, you know, about $12 for these, you know, a month for the past 2 months, which to me is, you know, that's reasonable. Again, I mean, like, I want to support a developer that is making something that I like. So, but I'll report back if it reaches that that crappy pay-to-win model. But so far it hasn't, and I like a cute anime girl game. So, yeah, it's a fun one. But going back to Phantasy Star, I don't know what its pay model is. I actually really liked the monthly pay pass on Final Fantasy XIV because I feel like all of that money, you know, legit went to making a good game. I loved Final Fantasy X, and I talked about this before, but 40, okay. Yeah, I really liked the game. I didn't stop playing it because it got bad. I think I had just kind of had enough. As I said, I had over 500 hours in the game, and I just reached a point where I was like, okay. I've been playing this game for about a year and a half, like almost 2 years, and I'm just kind of done. I'm gonna use some mana mates. Save some of those technique points. Ah, okay. Ouch. 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 Oh, man. Han. Okay, so those are, I've got 2 of the more important spells in the game. Okay, we're gonna go up a little bit further. Okay, this is gonna be a boss. So, let's escape. Heal up. And let's see if we can make it with nobody dead. I'm just gonna run, I don't want to waste time. Let's try running. Okay. These enemies, this is just like running from ants or something. Those enemies aren't gonna kill me. so we gotta go through this thing again. Just trying to save some time here. I don't think... Did I go on the right side? Gosh. Things were way more dangerous in this one than Phantasy Star 2. Oh, I didn't go over here. Cure paralysis. Okay, well. Oh, this is interesting. Yikes. Okay, not too bad. Let's chug a few monomates. Got a lot of antidotes to sell. Okay. Those monomates actually heal more than I thought. Okay. Well, I guess I was wrong. Now, I think I heard somewhere that the encounter rate in Phantasy Star 3 is even higher than this. And this has, like, really high encounter rates. Phantasy Star 3 being my least favorite, so... This is a big dungeon. Damn it. I don't want antidotes. Okay. So, help me get away. Of course. Alright. Now I'm mad. Moonshad. I don't even know what that is. Oops. Good grief, just keeps going. Oh, it's Rika. I think this style of anime from the late 80s, early 90s is interesting. The girls always had like these kind of chubby cheeks. And now like cat ears are the big thing, but you used to see a lot of like characters similar to this. And a lot of girls wearing these kind of like one-piece suits that were really high cut in the thigh. So in the second game, this was the Biosystems Lab, I'm going to guess. Maybe not the actual one that you explore in that game. That's like your first mission. Oh, okay, yeah, so there's many of them. So this was pretty much the premise of the second game at the beginning. There were a lot of bio monsters that were appearing everywhere, and you were an agent, and you were supposed to track down why. So the first thing you had to do was go to the Biosystems Lab and get a tape recorder, which is very quaint now, all these years later, but you had to get a tape recorder to find out what was happening. At least I think it was the tape recorder. I'm about 90% sure, but I'm sure somebody who remembers better can correct me if I'm wrong. And artificial intelligence. All the way back in 1995, we were talking about artificial intelligence. But is Seed a large language model? Because ChatGPT is not artificial intelligence, it's a large language model. Continuously breeding harmful monsters. Alright, coffee has been consumed finally. We have our cold beverage now, just in case. So we'll be making lots of pee-pee tonight. I guess there's two androids in this game. Ren and Demi. I totally forgot about Demi. So she's like a descendant of Ne, or as I used to call her, Nia. She'll always be Nia to me and not Ne. So if I ever do a playthrough of Phantasy Star 2, you will have to forgive me for calling her Nia, which I will do repeatedly throughout the playthrough up until her demise. I would imagine with an explosion that big, this whole town would be dead. And nobody's phased. Let's go talk to some people. Oh, but it's sealed up. No worries. Yeah, they're totally not phased by it anymore. Let's get a couple more monomates. Then we will rest. Okay, and then we will sell a bunch of these antidotes. I think we'll just keep maybe 3 of them for now, or 2 of them. Alright, let's see if we can equip Rika with something. Oh. Alright. So yeah, we definitely need to rest. We're did... No, I didn't. Alright, and I think with that, we will call it a night, because it is 7:51, and I really don't like to stream for more than 90 minutes. Didn't expect to go on this long, but I was just having too darn much fun going through our game here. So, yeah, I think we'll kind of leave it there. I am going to, just because I'm curious, I'm going to open up Phantasy Star Online and... Oh, what's the book collection up here? 90s Fashion, An Apology. 90s Fashion wasn't that bad. Cassettes, A Dying Medium. Adventure Comics. The Internal... Wait, the... Oh, the Interweb, Invest Now. Y2K, The Lie. 90s Fashion was not bad. 70s Fashion was bad. 90s Fashion was fine. Anyway, I'm going to load up Phantasy Star Online. I think I'll create a character, update the thing, and I think I will also download Pragmata. And maybe tomorrow night just stream the demo of that, just because I'm kind of curious as to what the heck it is. It's not a game that has interested me, but, you know, who am I to say no to a free demo? There's also Monster Hunter World 3 available. I have never played a Monster Hunter World game, so maybe I'll download that as well and give it a try either this weekend or maybe later, just because I'm curious. I'll try anything for a bit, and if it can't hold my attention for like 20 minutes, then I'm out. My attention span for video games is actually pretty short, considering how busy my daily life is. So, it is now dark, so it matches the mood outside, or in the room here. I just wish I could hear crickets. Maybe I can hear something when I move to the new place. There are a lot of bats around here that come out at night. That's kind of fun. Sometimes I go and lie down in the hammock next to the pool and just watch bats. But anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And thanks for listening to me ramble. So if you are catching this later on YouTube, again, appreciate your views. And take care out there. Have a great day or night, wherever you are and whenever you are. Take care, everybody.